Post-training notice. National First Class Registered Exorcist. Chapter 107. Hidden Indicators. When Zhi Xiaoduo heard those words, his heart filled with guilt. I will give you a response as quickly as I can, Zhi Xiaoduo said. Zheng Qin sighed but nodded, before replying, this teacher won't force you either. I simply suddenly had a few words I wanted to say tonight. That is all. Zhi Xiaoduo rose and bid farewell. Before he left, Zheng Qing suddenly said, Xiaoduo. Zhi Xiaoduo stopped in his tracks. Zheng Qin put on his sunglasses and asked, do you think that this teacher acted too harshly against Lin Yura, Zhou Mokuo and the rest of them? Zhi Xiaoduo. For a time, Zhi Xiaoduo didn't know how to reply. Zheng Qin continued, if you come under my tutelage, then on your behalf, this teacher would graciously overlook things for once and spare them. Zhi Xiaoduo was immediately swayed. Zheng Qing sighed again, before saying, but with the exorcism committee as it is today, it requires new candidates to be selected. My original idea was that after the danger passed, for Chen Zhen to return to the exorcism committee and take this opportunity to entirely change out the old blood for the new. Ah well. Once you enter my tutelage, I'll bring Chen Zhen here. It won't be too late to slowly discuss what to do then. Oh okay. Zhi Xiaoduo nodded. Zheng Qin's words had wiped away the last of his doubts. When he returned to the room, Xiang Chen was flipping through the channels, his forehead furrowed. He forced you to take him as a teacher? Xiang Chen asked. Zhi Xiaoduo told him what had transpired. Xiang Chen's forehead furrowed deeply. So that's how it was, Xiang Chen murmured to himself. I feel like we may have wrongfully blamed him, Zhi Xiaoduo said. Xiang Chen did not speak. Zhi Xiaoduo continued, I told him that I would give him a response because I wanted to discuss this with you, first. He promised that he would do something about your devil seed, and as repayment, I would become his disciple. I do not want you to get mixed up in these affairs, Xiang Chen said. He has already retired, yet he still meddles too much in the affairs of the exorcism committee. Based on this point alone, the Zhuhua sect is not some place you should stay. But it will resolve the issue with your devil seed, Zhi Xiaoduo insisted. That is more important than anything else. Xiang Chen fell silent for a moment, before suddenly saying, let's go. Zhi Xiaoduo thought, you're doing this again. With an expression of boredom, he sat down on the bed. Xiang Chen said, I do not wish to use this kind of method in exchange for that. Even less do I wish for him to accept you as his disciple as a gesture of mercy. But as soon as he splits your Hun, he may actually not be able to live any longer, Zhi Xiaoduo said. This can't be counted as extending us mercy. It's something that we should do. So the sentiments exchanged between a master and a disciple can actually be repaid? Xiang Chen questioned. Zhi Xiaoduo replied, I keep feeling like something isn't quite right, but I can't find any sort of gap. It's just intuition. Chen Zhen. Xiang Chen pointed out the key with a single phrase. But he said that after I enter his tutelage, he'll let me see Chen Zhen, Zhi Xiaoduo said. I can understand his thinking. If I was not his disciple, then he would not have let me know of these things so easily. You already know, Xiang Chen replied. There may be even more, Zhi Xiaoduo said. I think. Why don't I take him as my teacher first, then slowly build up the trust between us? He seems to trust you very much, Xiang Chen murmured. As long as he can treat the devil seed, Zhi Xiaoduo said, I would be happy to do anything, never mind just being his disciple. Xiang Chen looked up and glanced at Zhi Xiaoduo. That gaze was endlessly familiar. What stuck with Zhi Xiaoduo the most was this specific gaze of Xiang Chen's. The wind outside the window blew through the skies and across the earth, crying out as it went. Zhi Xiaoduo stood in front of the bed, remembering many memories of the times that they had spent together. When Xiang Cheng had just come into his home and started to live with Zhi Ziaduo, he had sat down on the sofa and looked up at him with this exact same kind of gaze. When they left home and came to Beijing, the gaze that he had turned onto Zhi Ziaduo was also this. That was a gaze filled with some measure of guilt. "It's all right," Zhi Ziaduo said. "Being the master of a sect is pretty good as well. If I took over the Zhuhua sect, then I would definitely be irresponsible. You'll be the great king of the Yaoguai as well, so we could arrange a marriage between us. When the time comes, exorcists and Yaoguai can be affectionate with each other and love each other, and no longer will they need to kill each other and find themselves so inextricably tangled." With a pu, Xiang Cheng laughed. Zhi Ziaduo said, "Then that's settled." "Wait a moment," Xiang Cheng said. "Go reply to him tomorrow. Come here first." "What are you doing?" Zhi Ziaduo asked. Xiang Cheng pulled Zhi Ziaduo into bed, saying, "Of course we need to do this first." Hey. Zhi Ziaduo struggled. A moment later, his voice quieted a little, and as he hugged Xiang Cheng, the two of them intimately undressed under the covers, before beginning to rub against each other. The next day, there was a sea of fog outside, and the yellow sands broiled. Zhi Ziaduo gave his reply to Zheng Qin in the morning. Zheng Qin didn't say anything, he simply nodded. "Chen Zhen," Zhi Ziaduo asked tentatively. "After you formally acknowledge me as your master," Zheng Qin said, "Shifu will not keep any of my preparations from you. I know what you're suspecting, but if I was deliberately trying to trick you, would there have been any reason for me to let you go at the exorcism committee?" Zhi Ziaduo was very embarrassed, but Zheng Qin shook his head and chuckled. "In a bit, when we conduct the ceremony, Shifu will have him come over here so that you can see him." Zhi Ziaduo was very embarrassed, yet Zheng Qin didn't say anything else. He led Zhi Ziaduo into a secret chamber. The room was filled with memorial tablets, and the memorial tablet in the very center had the Hunshan saber that Zhi Ziaduo had brought back. Zheng Qin washed his hands, and Zhi Ziaduo did so as well. Zheng Qin lit some incense and handed it to Zhi Ziaduo. Before they conducted the ceremony, Zhi Ziaduo kept thinking about what Xiang Cheng had said later last night. At that time, he was already almost asleep, but before he fell asleep, the two of them chatted for a bit. According to everything that they had seen, Zheng Qin was the type to have many tricks up his sleeves. He had dealt with the entire exorcism committee, not even sparing Lin Yura. But in the end, Zheng Qin actually loosened the rein he had over his tongue. After all, was there much purpose in someone who knew that he was going to die, who had even predicted the day he would die, dealing with the entire exorcism committee? Xiang Cheng had been waiting outside the entire time. Zhi Ziaduo found that it was a bit of a pity that at such an important time, Xiang Cheng could not accompany him at his side. But the Zhuhua sect induction ceremony was not something that outsiders could partake in. Zheng Qin knelt on a mat, leading Zhi Ziaduo in kowtowing 3 times towards a row of memorial tablets. He then chanted a difficult incantation, and a golden light suddenly shone from beneath all of the tablets. Zhi Ziaduo was astonished. With that, the ceremony of taking him as a teacher was considered complete. A group of disciples who were not officially recognized came forward under Taoran's leadership and congratulated Zheng Qin. They also saluted this new, official little Shidi of theirs. 3 months later, Zheng Qin said to Zhi Ziaduo, "You will be their head. When you encounter something that you don't know, go ask your eldest Shikshan for some guidance. Once anyone enters my tutelage, whether they are officially recognized or not, the first to enter is considered the Shikshan. As long as it is not a time when you need to put on the facade of being the sect master to intimidate people, everyone can call each other Shikshan. You mustn't look down on them either in your heart." "Yes, sir." Zhi Ziaduo offered up the tea. He bowed, lifting the cup over his head to hand it to Zheng Qin. Zheng Qin took it and drank a cup, and the entire entrance ceremony was considered complete. Zheng Qin led Zhi Ziaduo over. Xiang Cheng was waiting in the living room, and he rose to his feet. Zhi Ziaduo smiled at him. "Your clothes look very good," Xiang Cheng said. Zhi Ziaduo had also changed into a Zhongshan outfit, and his childish air had not left him, so he looked exactly like a university student would. Xiang Cheng wiggled his eyebrows at him, meaning, "Now that you've put on the uniform, you make me want to do that to you even more." Zheng Qin coughed and said, "Come with Shifu." Zhi Ziaduo and Xiang Cheng followed behind Zheng Qin. Zhi Ziaduo found himself a little unaccustomed to this, the thought that he actually had a Shifu now. Tao Ran swiftly walked in front and opened the door. In the parlor sat Chen Zhen. Zheng Qin said, "Shifu still has some things to take care of, so I must make a visit to the exorcism committee. You all should chat." "Yes, sir," Zhi Ziaduo said. They all saluted each other and saw Zheng Qin off, before Zhi Ziaduo swiftly walked inside. Tao Ran shut the door behind him, leaving only the three of them in the parlor. Chen Zhen was completely untouched. He sat in front of the floor-to-ceiling windows, looking at the brilliant spring sunlight outside. The weather had slowly warmed up. Zheng Qin's car sped out of the courtyard and slowly drove away. "It's great that you're all right." Zhi Ziaduo let out a relieved breath. Chen Zhen smiled. "You've taken teacher Zheng as your Shifu?" Xiang Cheng looked suspiciously at Chen Zhen. Chen Zhen, however, went forward, and he and Zhi Ziaduo hugged, before he came over to hug Xiang Cheng as well. "What exactly happened?" Zhi Ziaduo asked. Chen Zhen walked to the tea table, picked up the teapot, and poured out a cup of flower tea for each of them before he replied. "I was looking into a matter, which just so happened to lead to Elder Zheng. Everything was within his calculations, And saying that, Chen Zhen shook his head and smiled, before handing the flower tea to Xiang Cheng. "What were you looking into?" Xiang Cheng asked in response. "Let's not talk about it anymore," Chen Zhen said. "Is Xiao Lang okay?" "I was just about to send him a text," Zhi Ziaduo said. "Do you want to talk with him?" "Don't," Chen Zhen replied. "I promised Elder Zheng that I would not come in contact with anyone from the exorcism committee. Of the remnants in the exorcism committee, the old Buddha and Jomokuo still hold quite a lot of influence, and all of them want nothing more than to kill me. I'm afraid that they'll use Xiao Lang as leverage against me, and that'll be difficult to deal with." Zhi Ziaduo took the tea and drank a sip. Chen Zhen then asked, "How did you end up taking him as your teacher?" Zhi Ziaduo replied, "Elder Zheng promised to help Xiang Cheng split off his snake Hun. This spell is a very dangerous one, and he needed to find someone with dragon energy in them to be his successor, which is how I agreed." The three of them were at a loss for words for a bit, each of them nursing complicated feelings in their hearts. Zhi Ziaduo sighed, before saying, "Were all those things you accused the old Buddha and teacher Zhou of true?" "They are," Chen Zhen said. "I thought for a very long time, but Elder Zheng was right. If I don't cooperate, Elder Zheng will take my life. If that happens, Xiao Lang won't have anyone looking after him." Xiang Cheng and Zhi Ziaduo were silent for a long time. Zhi Ziaduo noticed that his left hand, which was holding the teapot, no longer had that ring. "Later, I figured things out," Chen Zhen said easily. "Elder Zheng is the kind of person who does not care about the means as long as it leads to his desired end, as long as he thinks it's right. In reality, he has lived longer than any of us, and he's also experienced much more. He was correct in his prediction that you would bring the devil seed back," Chen Zhen said. The various plans and moments of foreshadowing along the way were so he could help Xiang Cheng bring the devil seed back to him. He wants to get rid of the devil seed completely, but it's a pity. Without the golden arrows, the end result is hard to predict. "Where's your ring?" Zhi Ziaduo asked. My ring. Chen Zhen thought for a bit, before replying, I took it off. Elder Zheng's subordinates took it away, afraid that Xiao Lang would come to search for me, only to be followed by people from the exorcism committee. The three of them fell silent again. When are you going back? Xiang Cheng asked. After Elder Zheng passes away. Chen Zhen reached out and patted Xiang Cheng's arm. How's Teacher Zhou? He then turned, lifted his cup of flower tea, and drank a mouthful without heeding the rest of them. He's under house arrest, Xiang Cheng replied. Chen Zhen, that's a pity. I also don't know why he went to such lengths. Xiang Cheng asked, back then, during the Mount Ba incident, was he the one who decided to kill my dad? Chen Zhen nodded. He picked up his teacup and walked to the window. While looking at the curtains, he said, that was the greatest error that he made. Xiang Cheng asked, why exactly did he want to kill my dad? Chen Zhen replied cleanly and concisely, to draw out the devil seed. Ji Ziaduo, but last time, in Fengdu, he protected us as well. Moreover, I find it very hard to believe. Uncle Zhou, Chen Zhen turned back. Don't listen to him. Xiang Cheng was silent. Chen Zhen continued, he's a very dangerous person. I can already tell. After a brief silence, Chen Zhen asked, where's Elder Zheng? Ji Ziaduo replied, he went out to take care of some matters. Chen Zhen nodded and put down his cup. He glanced at the clock on the wall, saying, we're out of time. I have to go. Where are you staying? Ji Ziaduo asked. Can't you stay here? There's a zone in Inner Mongolia that doesn't allow the passage of devils, Chen Zhen said. It's far too easy to be discovered if I stay here, and it will be very hard for Elder Zheng to protect me. When Grand Master Qiao took over the role of supervisor, many of the old Buddha's confidants escaped, and even now they're still trying to figure out ways to find me. The gray wolf and the white deer. Don't forget, Kita hasn't come back yet, and it's hard to say what he'll end up doing. Why don't you stay here for a few months? Chen Zhen said. Wait until the devil seed is dealt with, then everything else can easily be settled. All right. Ji Ziaduo and Xiang Cheng saw Chen Zhen off at the door. Chen Zhen suddenly remembered something, and he made a gesture like he was turning an hourglass over. Is the hourglass still in your hands? I gave it to Chao Ben and had him return it to Teacher Zhou, Ji Ziaduo said. What about it? Chen Zhen said, all right, I got it. Chen Zhen left, and the two of them watched him leave the manor from their spot in front of the living room. Xiang Cheng asked Ji Ziaduo, want to go outside and fly kites? Okay, sure, Ji Ziaduo said. The two of them walked out of the manor with a kite. Ji Ziaduo was already Zheng Qing's disciple, so no one was watching over him anymore. We have to figure out a way to leave this place immediately, Xiang Cheng said. What's wrong? Ji Ziaduo asked. I feel like there's something wrong with Chen Zhen. He's not like himself, but I don't know where the problem is coming from. He's being coerced by Zheng Qin, Xiang Cheng said. Do you remember what he said last? He said, something to do with Teacher Zhou. Ji Ziaduo said. Is there any problem with that? That room was bugged with Zheng Qin's audio and video recording devices, Xiang Cheng replied. No, my guess is that Zheng Qin planted some type of goo in Chen Zhen's body, and as soon as he displays any sort of odd behavior, he'll die. But how could you tell? Xiang Cheng made a turn-it-over gesture and explained, take everything he said from when he picked up his cup to when he put it down, and reverse the sequence. Ji Ziaduo. Ji Ziaduo had already completely forgotten the specifics, so Xiang Cheng repeated swiftly, the first sentence was, where's Elder Zheng? Ji Ziaduo, that's right. He's a very dangerous person. The third to last sentence was, don't listen to him. The previous sentence was, to draw out the devil seed, then that was the greatest error that he made, and finally, that's a pity. I also don't know why he went to such lengths. Zhi Xiaoduo's scalp tingled. Xiang Cheng murmured, at the end, he brought up that hourglass, and the hourglass signifies turning back time, which is a reminder that we need to reverse the sequence of the sentences he said. At the very beginning, he hadn't taken his ring off at all. It was only after we found out he was being held under house arrest underground that he took it off. Because Zheng Qin did not know that the ring you're wearing is Chen Lang's, since our two pairs of rings look exactly the same. What should we do? Zhi Xiaoduo's voice began to tremble. Don't worry, Xiang Cheng said. Right now, I still don't know what method he's using to keep watch on us. Let's beat him at his own game first. Chen Zhen said that he had to wait until after Elder Zheng passed away, which in reality was his way of reminding us that we shouldn't act rashly. Before Zheng Qin draws out the devil seed, his life will not be in any danger. Zhi Xiaoduo said, but what if he really does draw out the devil seed, and eats it like how the blood devil consumed it? That's my plan, Xiang Cheng said. No matter what his goal is, the first thing he'll have to do is separate the devil seed from my body. As long as he can pluck it out, I can counterattack him right away. That way, we can turn his trick back on himself. Zhi Xiaoduo wanted to say something more, but the car had already returned. The person that came back, however, was Zheng Qin. Zheng Qin rolled down the car window and smiled. Will you include Shifu in your game? Zhi Xiaoduo hurried to agree, so Zheng Qin got out of the car, and with cane in hand, held the string as he and Zhi Xiaoduo flew the kite. Xiang Cheng stood to one side, watching. That night, after dinner, Zheng Qing said, Xiang Cheng. Yes, Xiang Cheng replied. On the night of the Zhongyuan festival, Zheng Qin said, Teacher will split your souls for you. During this period of time, you must thoroughly familiarize yourself with the scriptures, in order to suppress the beastly nature in your heart. That way, you will cause the Akalanatha nature in you to grow as strong as it can. Xiang Cheng replied, Yes sir. Start tonight, Zheng Qing said. I have prepared a scripture room for you. Zheng Qin rose to his feet, and Zhi Xiaoduo hurried forward to help him. The three of them went up the stairs. A disciple pushed open a door, revealing an expansive room within. The floor had the 9 symbols of immovability carved into it in Sanskrit, and they formed a circular array. The walls were covered in the incantation of the Wisdom King, written in cinnabar. You will cultivate here, Zheng Qin said. Before the Zhongyuan festival comes, you must increase the power of Akalanatha to its peak, so that you can subdue the devil seed. As for you. Zheng Qin took off his sunglasses and peered into Zhi Xiaoduo's eyes. Zhi Xiaoduo hurriedly looked down, replying, Yes, Shifu, I will not disturb him. Zheng Qin smiled. You will have an hour of homework every day, where you have to come to the study to practice your calligraphy. After that, you can keep him company here and study on your own. Zhi Xiaoduo relaxed at that, and nodded. Okay. So with that, Zhi Xiaoduo and Xiang Cheng's cultivation began. Zhi Xiaoduo was afraid that the cultivation room was also bugged with Zheng Qin's listening devices, so he didn't dare talk with Xiang Cheng about anything and everything. Every day, after lunch, Zhi Xiaoduo would go study in Zheng Qin's study, but Zheng Qin did not teach him how to use the 7 treasures Bodhi. Your cultivation before this has always been self-taught, Zheng Qin said, pacing slowly across the study. You did not undergo systematic training, so it is jumbled up and miscellaneous. Yes sir, Zhi Xiaoduo said. You are a smart child, and you understand that you must practice what you have learned. If you were to start from the beginning in learning and understanding this path, there is nothing stopping you from becoming a master-level practitioner in the future. As of now, since you have taken me as your master, Zheng Qin said slowly, as he turned, I will have you forget all that you have learned so far and become a piece of blank paper, so that you can take in what this teacher will teach you. Do you need me to sniff Lihun pollen? Zhi Xiaoduo asked hesitantly. No, it does not need to be to that extent, Zheng Qin said, smiling. Learn first. Some intellect-clearing fragrance had been lit in the study. Zhi Xiaoduo opened the first page of the Zhuhua sect and read about the rules of the sect. Many of the tomes here were ancient, and there weren't even any punctuation marks, so Zheng Qin taught him how to read them as punctuated phrases. The veins of the heavens and the wheels of the earth are boundless and infinite, the devils of the heart and the desires of man are unceasing and endless. Buddha mentions the 8 sufferings of humans: life, age, illness, death, having to associate with those you hate, being parted from those you love, lacking that which you desire, and the increase in the 5 aggregates, Zheng Qin said mildly, pacing through the study. Of all the suffering in this mortal realm, much arises from these 8 sufferings. Zhi Xiaoduo turned the page, and Zheng Qin continued, the power of devils is never ending. As long as humans live in this world, as long as they are in conflict, as long as they envy and are suspicious, there will be soil to nurture heart devils. But why is Akalanatha able to destroy heart devils then? Zhi Xiaoduo asked. Devils are created because there is not enough energy that gets purified. If it gets returned to the divine and earthly veins, isn't the result the same? Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the silent room, the ground glowed with a golden light, and golden sigils appeared from the 9 true words, slowly revolving around Xiangcheng. The image of Akalanatha, half golden, half pitch black, started to murkily appear in Xiangcheng's body. The golden light was subduing the devil seed that had taken over half his body. Thanks to Xiangcheng's efforts, the black chi had crept slowly up his arm in its attempt to return to his heart. But the devil seed seemed to have been provoked in some way, because it began to fight back against the true might of Akala. Xiangcheng's body began to spasm. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the study. They're not the same, Zheng Qin said, a ruler in his hand, his hands clasped behind his back as he paced. The power of devils can be destroyed. Zhi Xiaoduo. But the records say that. Zhi Xiaoduo was astonished. Zheng Qin smiled to himself, and he replied, which is why you must throw away what the records say, and become a sheet of blank paper. Yes, Zhi Xiaoduo said. Can it be destroyed? Of course, Zheng Qin replied. Devils can be dissipated. When your heart is filled with resentment, if someone treats you a little nicer, or shows you a little bit of warmth, that is often enough to let you forget your pain and suffering. Devils deep in your inner heart can also be destroyed by good deeds. A killer may, before he strikes his blow, suddenly discover his own conscience, and thus stop the hand swinging the knife. And an infant's cry may end up awakening someone who is walking towards an abyss. In general, that is how that works. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the silent room, Xiangcheng lifted his hand, only to discover that the black chi had already faded and crept up to his elbow. He was bare-chested, and his muscular body was dripping with sweat, which had seeped through his pants as well. He was absolutely exhausted, and he fell backwards tiredly, lying down, limbs splayed wide, on the ground, looking up at the ceiling as he gasped for breath. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the study, Zheng Qin said, something happened in the past that may help you understand. It was in 42, Zheng Qin said to Zhi Xiaoduo, after thinking for a moment. There was unrest in Henan, and the citizens were forced to become refugees. A mother took her 2 kids with her as they fled the disaster. The 2 children were so skinny that they were basically skin and bones, and her milk was not enough, so she could only keep one of them. What should she do? This mother wanted to leave behind the younger one and keep the older one. But if she left the younger one by the roadside, a passerby would pick him up and cook him. What should she do? Zheng Qin said slowly. She had no choice but to strangle this child to death and give him a proper burial. But just as she was about to do so, the child's cries woke her. Zheng Qin sat down on a rocking chair, leaning back against the backrest, closing his eyes. She did not end up doing it. Instead, she managed to overcome that hurdle. Did they all survive in the end? Zhi Ziaduo asked. The eldest starved to death, Zheng Qin sighed. But pain exists in every person's heart. That is the rudimentary form of a devil. Devils, before they reveal their full form, can be dissipated from the inside out. Killing a wife and abandoning a child can be changed with the power of a single wish. Thoughts about suicide that arise from lovesickness can also be wiped away with the blossoming of a single flower. Zhi Ziaduo said, each and every moment of the human realm is slowly but incessantly expending the power of the devils. That is exactly right, Zheng Qin said, relaxed. But once a devil gathers too much power and takes on a physical form, it has no choice but to use power from the world around it to destroy this resentment. That is the power of the Zhenhuang, Zhi Ziaduo said. Zheng Qin said, the world is all one, and even us humans and the Yao tribes are like parts of one person's body. The mountains and the rivers are the meridians of the world. The world can detect the most minute changes in the human realm, and as soon as a mortal gains extraordinary power and has a heart devil in their body, that is like a pathogen that has appeared in the body of the world. Naturally, the power of true light will cleanse these regions. This process is what is often called a divine tribulation. Zhi Ziaduo mused over what Zheng Qin had said. He pushed the door open and entered the meditation room, only to see Xiang Cheng with his limbs akimbo, lying on the ground. Xiang Cheng was going commando under his white pants, and they were so wet that they were completely see-through. His feet were bare, and so was his upper body. His well-sculpted pectorals rose and fell slightly with each breath. How'd it go? Xiang Cheng crossed his legs and sat up. Zhi Ziaduo went over and sat down between his legs. Xiang Cheng was still panting for breath, and he hugged Zhi Ziaduo around the waist, burying his head against his body. What's wrong? Zhi Ziaduo asked. It's this tiring. Missed you. Xiang Cheng was mesmerized as he lifted Zhi Ziaduo's shirt to stroke his back. Is it uncomfortable practicing the skills? Zhi Ziaduo asked. Why don't you stop practicing and pretend for a bit instead? Xiang Cheng said, the array that he set up is correct. It lets me use the true power of Akala to subdue the devil seed and force it back into my heart chakra. What he taught me, Zhi Ziaduo said, I feel like, doesn't have any issue at all. I'm even having a bit of a hard time figuring out if he's a good guy or a bad guy. Xiang Cheng thought for a moment, before saying, let's act if we see a chance to. These first few days have been too tiring, and I don't have the energy to investigate anything else. As night fell, Xiang Cheng, his entire body bare after his shower, lay on the bed, lost in his thoughts. His clean, naked body still had the scent of the shower gel. Zhi Ziaduo had also stripped down completely, and he lay on top of him. The two of them were tangled together. Say, do you think we'll still be together 3 months from now? Zhi Ziaduo asked quietly. 2 months, Xiang Cheng said. There is not much time left. The fragrance of the shower gel on Xiang Cheng mixed together with his manly scent, which made Zhi Ziaduo feel very comfortable, very safe, and secure. Wife, you smell a little like milk, Xiang Cheng said, before pressing a kiss to Zhi Ziaduo's neck. Zhi Ziaduo's thigh rubbed against Xiang Cheng's body. Xiang Cheng's hormones were too strong, and as soon as spring came, he would shed, which both inflamed and overpowered the senses. Several times, he made it so that when Zhi Ziaduo went out, he ended up finding some of Xiang Cheng's squiggly hairs. What are you trying to do? Xiang Cheng asked. Zhi Ziaduo went to the bathroom and got a razor. Can I? Xiang Cheng gestured for Zhi Ziaduo to do as he pleased, so Zhi Ziaduo wiped some bubbles on, before grabbing his thing, carefully shaving off his hair for him. Xiang Cheng was very large to begin with, and even half soft as he was, Zhi Ziaduo's grasp made it slowly rise. It looked stiff and large. Both of them were breathing hard. Zhi Ziaduo cleanly shaved away Xiang Cheng's hair. That thing stood up to attention now, and it was excessively thick and long. With one hand still around it, Zhi Ziaduo sat down on it, gritting his teeth against the pain of the initial entry as he took all of it in, down to the very base. Late spring had come, and the air was filled with the heady scent of flowers and grass. They were wrapped tightly around each other. Neither of them spoke. Xiang Cheng was focused on moving in, before coming out, repeating this simple and gentle motion. He was also earnestly studying Zhi Ziaduo's trembling and the reactions that this motion brought about. Xiang Cheng kissed Zhi Ziaduo's hand, his chest, his lips. Zhi Ziaduo looped his arms behind his neck, not wishing to part with his lips for even a single moment. He felt himself being gently opened up. It felt as if aside from their bodies mingling together, their souls were mingling, too. Suddenly, Xiang Cheng stopped in his movements, and he said, "Wait a moment." Zhi Ziaduo, huh? Xiang Cheng then began to press up against him like he was a pile driver. Zhi Ziaduo was not expecting that the speed would increase at all, so he couldn't help the way he yelped. When their rhythm reached the peak, Zhi Ziaduo shot out fluids in fits and starts. His entire face was bright red, and he was about ready to pass out. With a long kiss, Xiang Cheng quickly finished as well. When he pulled out, he pulled over a towel and wrapped it around Zhi Ziaduo's body, while he rose to put on his pants. Someone knocked on the door. Zhi Ziaduo went forth to open it, straightening his clothes as he did so. "Teacher," Zhi Ziaduo said. Zheng Qin was wearing a pair of sunglasses, and his hands held his cane in front of him. He said, slowly and methodically, "Teacher has to go out for a trip tomorrow, so tomorrow's class at noon will be temporarily paused." "Okay," Zhi Ziaduo hurriedly said. "Where are you going?" "Should I go with you?" "There's no need," Zheng Qin replied. "The time hasn't come for you to show your face yet." Zhi Ziaduo followed him out, seeing Zheng Qin off, before he said to Xiang Cheng, "You heard his footsteps?" "No," Xiang Cheng said. "Open the window. An old friend has come." Zhi Ziaduo opened the window, and Kita dashed in. Zhi Ziaduo was very taken aback. Kita was covered in the dust of travel. The left half of his handsome face had been scraped by something, and it was covered in blood. End chapter.